Here are some scary stories as told from viewers from the London Borough of Lewisham. These have been submitted to us by different people who have experienced some pretty strange things over the years. I don't wish to waffle too much, but during my first stint at university, I took a part-time job at a greasy spoon cafe in Brockley Road. I used to go in there at 7:30 in the morning and start my shift by dragging a big bag of spuds into the kitchen and peeling them. In the winter, this was pretty bad because the potatoes were kept in the shed in the garden and were usually very, very cold. So that was pretty much a wake-up call every morning, peeling frozen potatoes. In hindsight, my job was pretty easy. I was in my early 20s, I was very healthy. Even if I only had a few hours sleep, I didn't struggle too much with this job, apart from being a little bored. I usually peeled and sliced the vegetables in the morning. The rest of the day consisted of washing the dishes and making teas and coffee if the shop was over busy. I was usually situated in the back of the kitchen. One afternoon, one of my colleagues I used to work with, who was a woman quite short, overweight, probably late 30s, early 40s at the time. She had a boy haircut and very boisterous by nature. I won't say her name because people will probably guess where and who I'm talking about if you're local. But she did have a habit of swearing in Turkish. She'd learned the word, and that would be her daily go-to word. However, she was an interesting lady and had a very colourful personality, including most of the time no social etiquette and a proclivity to play pranks. So naturally I thought what happened was her. I was at the back of the shop. It was quite busy and I was washing the dishes and placing the plates on the rack above my head in my own world really, probably thinking about what I was going to do that evening. When quite suddenly somebody belched in my ear, like literally directly down my ear hole. It was clear and loud. I even felt the breeze of it, followed by a sickly, rotten egg smell. Immediately, I was super grossed out and rage-filled. I looked up and I would have said her name out loud if it wasn't for the stench. I was expecting to see her standing there looking smug. This is something she would do. However, to my absolute shock, nobody was anywhere near me. I felt the hairs raise up on my neck as I frantically looked around me. No one was next to either side or behind me. I was terrified. She was actually over by the coffee machine a good 15 feet away with her back to me making coffee and chatting to the customer who was waiting for their beverage. The chef was at the grill doing what he does, cooking, which was also around 10 or 15 feet away. The waitress was halfway down the shop cleaning a table. I was standing there alone, however. Someone had just loudly belched down my ear hole, a smelly one, so I was alone. Yeah, but not so alone. But what could I do? I went to the garden to calm down a bit, smoked a cigarette, and then just got on with it. So yeah, that's my experience. Pretty sure that place had a passing ghost that day. A few of our elderly customers had passed away that year. Maybe one dropped in to play a prank. And that was the last tale from our Southeast London Scary Stories session. Please like, please subscribe, please share. We will be posting content 2 or 3 times a week, so if you do love scary stories, which are the real-life spooky experiences of ordinary people, please stay tuned.